Hey there, everybody. Welcome into this Wednesday edition
Always back.
of ESPN FC Extra Time. It's always back. Did I not do it last time or something?
No.
Were you disappointed? Did you write in your diary about
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, you did it that time, though. Hey.
I did. Stevie and I here in the studio. We got Jules and Frank with us as well. First question. Will Bale get playing time if he returns to Real Madrid? We watched him today. What do you think?
You kidding? There's a reason why he's at Spurs. Because they don't want him. So what possible reason
Maybe
would he
Zidane
get
would leave.
time?
Zidane could leave.
What has he done at Spurs to think that Zidane would get him back now till we get him on the field for us? I don't think so.
Jules, what do you think? Any future for Bale at a Zidane-less Madrid?
Well, I think it's unlikely, but like you said, if Zidane goes and it's a new manager, I don't know, let's say someone like Allegri or someone else, Nagelsmann, I don't know, whoever they want to get, maybe he will find something in Bale that he likes and he might want to keep him or at least give him a chance, maybe. But I agree with Stevie, it's pretty unlikely anyway that he's got a future at the club.
We saw Netherlands, of course, lose 4-2 today. 7 games under Frank De Boer. They've won just twice. Frank, have you ever had a manager that made you wonder how they got the job, like Frank De Boer?
Yeah, but I won't name names, you know.
It's extra time. Nobody's
Keep it for
watching.
myself. Yeah, of course. You know, I played in Marseille, and it's funny that I had in one year I had 4 coaches and 3 chairmen in one season. And some of them you really wonder what they were doing there. And I was the captain of Marseille. I could have been the coach as well. It would have been much better, I think. But that's what it is.
Jules, you love to criticize Ronald Koeman. How good does he look now?
Ronald Koeman or Frank De Boer?
Ronald Koeman, who you like to criticize with Barcelona.
Much better, but I think when we criticized him, when I was very critical, I think he deserved it because he started so poorly. He got the tactics wrong, the system was wrong. He tried to change too many things and the wrong things at the time that he wanted to change them. But I'm glad he turned things around. I'm glad that what he's doing now is working. We can see the improvement collectively, individually. That's much better. I don't see that from Frank De Boer coming soon, anytime, anywhere. But for Koeman, and I'm very happy to say that now. It's much better than when he was at the beginning of the season. But I thought I was quite objective when he was rubbish. We said it, and now that he's better, we say it as well.
On that topic, Jules, will Barcelona be able to win El Clasico, considering Real Madrid play Liverpool before they play Barcelona?
That's a big advantage, of course, for Barcelona not to still be in the Champions League, not to have to think or to have in the back of your mind somewhere, even if you don't want to, and if you try to block that Champions League quarterfinal first leg, he will be there even before Clasico. That's what we talk about it and we're 2 weeks ahead. So just imagine for the players, they know he will be there. And for Barca, that's a big advantage. I think they can definitely win the Clasico, and I think Zidane will have to find something tactically to counter the 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 that we've seen recently with Barcelona and Koeman. It might be for him to go back to 3 at the back as well, like he did against Atalanta, for example, and against Elche in the league. Maybe, but he will have to come up with something. Otherwise, I think Barca will have the upper hand.
Frank, can Chelsea shut down Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-final? What do you think?
I would love to, I have to say, to be frank, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because
He's Frank every day, isn't he?
For me, definitely the best team. He's definitely the best team in England right now, and they can win everything. I only see Bayern Munich maybe stopping them in the Champions League, so it's going to be a big task. But in one game, everything is possible, and it's a cup game, so you have to have the right mentality. The right day, in the right time. So, yeah, I believe they can do it.
Manchester United did it, like 3 weeks ago? Is there something Chelsea can take from that blueprint?
Don't make mistakes. That's it. That's it. Don't make mistakes. If everybody does their job, then you don't lose.
Right. You have a chance.
Exactly.
Right.
If you make mistakes, then Man City will punish you.
Good either or here. Good either or. Stevie, George Best or Johan Cruyff?
Ooh.
told you it was a good one.
Dear, that's
I
a
told
tough
you it was a
one.
good
I used to
one.
help. My boots are still actually at my primary school. The George Best boots. But that's how much I think of George Best.
So you give him the edge?
I think you've got to give Cruyff the edge for longevity. As far as ability and to be able to turn nothing into something. I mean, you can't separate them, but Cruyff did it for way longer than George did, so I'm going to go with Cruyff.
Yeah. Obviously, all over social media today, the 5-year anniversary of Cruyff's passing. Frank, who you taking? Johan Cruyff or George Best?
It's crazy, but George Best is not as known as Johan Cruyff in France. I don't know why, because when I came to England, I discovered that fantastic player that George Best was, and I had the chance to have a dinner just before he left us, and it was absolutely fantastic. What he was able to do, he was a savage player. Johan Cruyff was more elegant than George Best, but they were both effective. I would go for Johan Cruyff because he was one of my idol, one of the model of every player who wanted to embrace this career. And I followed the first World Cup in '74, and he was the king of that World Cup.
All right, now we get to the real stuff. Best music taste in the locker room. You know we're close to the end when we get to the
Well, I've got to say, we never had music.
You're a live jukebox around ESPN campus.
We never had music.
No, you were singing.
Yeah, everybody did their own thing. We never had a jukebox or a Master Blaster or anything. However, the Revolution, the players did, and it was always rap.
And you were right in the middle of it, singing along,
Well,
word for word.
no, I was sat in my office, and I could hear it 100 yards away. It was blaring. Now, it was Eminem, so I actually quite liked it.
All right. I
Some
didn't
of-
know you were an Eminem fan. Look at that.
He's brilliant. Some of the other stuff was absolutely atrocious, and the language was awful.
Right. Frank, they didn't have musical technology when Stevie was playing apparently in the locker rooms. What did you guys listen to music on?
We didn't have any music as well in the dressing room. It wasn't that time for us as well. But you know, when you live away from home, you have the tendency to go back to what you like. And so I was listening to French music, but I didn't want to share it with my fellow teammates from me, especially from Great Britain. And I always say to the English or the British that the let's say Great Britain music is the best music in the world, and we have the food with the Italians and the wines. So I was listening to them, and I was letting them giving the choices of the music. It's sometime we were listening to it, but nothing in special, nothing I remember.
So, Frank, other than Charles Aznavour, right, who would I know from France that was a singer, did music?
Jacques Brel is Belgic.
No.
Jacques Brel is
Never heard
from
of him.
Belgium, but he speaks French. Edith Piaf. We had Claude François. We had Michel Sardou. We are talking about really
Never heard of
special
him.
people. But I was crazy about disco at my time in the 80s and between 80s and 90s. That was really fun. You know what? There is only one radio that I'm listening in France. It's called Nostalgia, because it's only about disco, and I know that Jules knows it by heart. Yeah. And that's crazy, but I only listen to that.
No one would ever accuse Frank of living in the past on this show.
No. Not at all.
That we would never bring up.
Oh, he only looks forward.
Jules, you're known as a Sunday League legend. What's on your warm-up mix?
It's a good question. I mean, with the children now, I have to, I'm not the DJ anymore, but there's a few stories. I mean, Frank didn't want to say it, but in the '98 World Cup, they had in the dressing room with them through the whole competition, the Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive song that became the players' anthem and then became the whole country anthem after they won the World Cup. And earlier in the season, I was at Leicester at the training ground waiting for Yuri Tillemans to do an interview and Kasper Schmeichel, and I could hear the music from the gym that was just below the room I was in, and it was Cher, you know the singer?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a wrong choice. So when I saw the boys, I started taking the mic and saying and apparently Yuri Tillemans is a huge fan of Cher, and he's the DJ at Leicester, and I can't believe that he forces his teammates to listen to Cher. I mean, this is dreadful.
Do you remember Annie Lennox?
Sure.
We went on a run. We equaled an undefeated run at home in about 88, I think it was. And every single game, when we got on the bus, Kenny Dalglish would put the tape in with Annie Lennox singing, and we listened to it every single trip from the hotel to the game.
Like a good luck thing.
Until we lost that.
How long was the run, you remember?
I think we went about, we lost the run to Everton at Goodison.
Oh, I did not mean to bring that
about
up.
48 games or something.
All right. Well, we'll leave our run there for today. That's it for Extra Time. Thanks to Stevie, Frank, and Jules. Thanks to you for sending in your questions. We will be back for another edition of ESPN FC tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.